Borby shows up.
That's a whole
So,
production.
what's this place called? CPKC?
It's like a travel. I guess this is Saga.
This is the Sports Timeout Podcast with Jensen Maydew, Tony Caranco, and your host, Wes Underwood.
And welcome into the Sports Timeout Podcast brought to you by Jefferson's Free Fried Pickle Fridays. Yeah. Also, new wing flavors continue there. Citrus hot honey, if you haven't gotten any firecrackers out there. I'm not exactly sure what's in the firecracker, but it was all right. Go try it out. I'm more of the citrus hot honey for sure. But check them out today. And when you're done there, go check out Robert's Integrative Dentistry in Joplin. If you're looking for a brighter, straighter smile, be sure to schedule your appointment today at 417-622-0404. Wes Underwood, Clint, Tony out. Jensen's here. And Jensen, you got a story to tell.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's been a crazy week here. I can now say that I've been through my first hurricane, so big
Wow.
news.
What was
Breaking
the
news.
official category on that?
It was just a one,
Oh.
and they were like trying, I don't know if they officially did, but they were like on the edge of like tropical storm versus Cat 1. So I'm not completely sure like what they decided, but all I know
Wow.
is that I didn't have power for a few days and it was horrible. And there's still like a million people that don't have power here. So I know that
Wow.
they just announced like at the Rockets like at Toyota Stadium
Yeah.
Center
Huh.
doing like giving away like meals and like chargers in there, like you can come in for the AC because it's like super hot here.
Yeah.
Um so yeah, the community's like coming together, which is cool, but also it sucks that so many people are still without power.
Dang.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It's like all of our weeks of little bitty tornadoes here that did damage, but then you guys get all that plus water. It's like, wow. All right.
Yeah.
That's
How long do hurricanes usually like the remnants last for? I couldn't tell you.
I, I don't know. This is my
Like
first.
is it are you on the down slope or is it like we're still kind of is it just the power that's out or is there still a water problem?
No, there's still lots and lots of water. Yeah,
Dang.
yeah,
They're like at the end of the drain down in Houston, dude. It like swirls and swirls.
Yeah.
yeah. It just never goes away.
It's like
Well,
how my aunt and uncle always put it when we went down there to visit. Well, at least you're here before hurricane season. And it's like, I'm 8 years old. I don't know what that means, but okay.
well, one way to
Yeah,
put it. I wonder
I,
if
I didn't until this week. I didn't know what that really meant.
yeah,
It's crazy.
or how to prepare for it, you mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Because no
yeah,
power, does that mean no Wi-Fi or anything?
yeah. Nothing. No
I guess
AC.
4G, I guess maybe. But
Yeah. And it was kind of like it was weird because it kind of took you back to like COVID times because we like went to the grocery store because obviously like nothing in your fridge is good anymore.
Yeah.
Um and so they were like limiting like there was these big signs that was like only two bread
oh
products
wow.
and like only two cases of water. So it was like weird.
Oh my gosh. You
Then you
couldn't
see
do
the
it.
videos of those guys just tubing down the highway. Like,
Yeah, I saw that. I
okay.
saw that today.
Hey, you gotta make fun of the the dire times. You gotta try to make light of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Get
yeah, I didn't
cool, I
know that.
guess.
It's
Don't
funny
know
how
what's in
the
that water. Could be a shark or piranha, fish,
yeah.
something like that.
It's funny how local yet national some things can be. Like the national part is like there is such thing as a hurricane down there. But I wouldn't have really guessed that. Yeah, it was like all the things of like, yeah, you have limited amount of sources. So for you, for however long that was, like there was 2 days there where it's like it feels like you're in like an apocalyptic movie. And to everybody else, there's like, on Twitter about like, the Liberty game or something. And then you're
Yeah.
you're trying to deal with like, do I have enough paper towels to last me a week? But sounds like category one is at least somewhat on the downslope. But a million people still without power. That's a lot for even just
Yeah.
for Houston, as big as Houston is.
It's
But
crazy.
hopefully, Joel Olstein this time will. I remember that was the thing last time where he didn't offer his church, and it's like a humongous church. Hopefully, he's a little nicer this time and offers it. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Well, yeah, before we go ahead and get started, make sure that hit subscribe, follow button on YouTube. And yeah, but well, first up, we'll talk NWSL. The battle for first and the media game. We'll go ahead and talk media game first. Take a look here at this video I put together.
Current fans, back by popular demand because they want to remind themselves just how out of shape some of them are. Please welcome to the pitch participants in tonight's Kansas City Current media game. Tonight's game features Team Heartland and the Red Kits led by Captain Lindsay Shively from KSHB 41 versus Team Storm wearing the Current warm-up tops, captained by Misty Monday of 90.9 The Bridge. To get us started, wearing the official yellow referee kit, please welcome our celebrity referee. He was looking for work. One of the greatest players in sporting Kansas City history. Let's hear it for Roger Espinosa. From KNBC Radio, Samuel Stubbe. The Sports Timeout Podcast, Wesley Underwood. From the Equalizer, Kathleen Geyer. From Lee Summit Tribune, Joseph Hedges. From Fired Up Network, Gerald Bentley. From Hot 103 Jams, B-Dub, Brian Williams. ESPN's Brenda Van Lingen. Pat Bell from the KC Soccer Journal, KC. Rachel Coleman of KNBC 9. Maria Ramirez, Talo Quinto News. Here comes an offensive move from Team Heartland. Up. Oh, stopped by the goalkeeper. For Team Storm, defeated by Team Storm in the 2024 media game. Let's have a hand for all of our players on the field. They're going to use their weight in Bengay here in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all good.
Can you give me the red? I'll take it. I'll take the red card.
All right, Team Storm.
And one more time, a big hand for our celebrity referee, sporting Kansas City legend, Roger Espinosa. Or as we call him, Mr. Lola Bonta.
Well, I got a nice little boot on the ball to move us forward, which led to an almost goal, and then I took a nice ball for a pass and just kind of ricocheted it there. If you got to see that, and I mean, then I chased some people down, almost got to the goal. But yeah, looks like you were right there, Ellie Wheeler. Congratulations. Did not get the goal, so I'm a little disappointed. I thought I would get one, but I did have a couple shots at the net and ended up getting intercepted, basically. They'd come in and just take it away from me. Ball handling wasn't quite up to par, but I mean, did pretty good for being in front of 11,000 some odd fans. So yeah. But Clint, sorry you couldn't make it.
Yeah, I couldn't make it. I like seeing that video to relive it. Not sure there's such a thing as a stat as a pass for an almost goal, so you can't start making up stats like that. But
like a header, dude.
Yeah, and you know what? You have until next year. You still can work on your game, work on the pass, go for those steals. But do you want to reveal
the pick is in? Yeah,
So
most team spirit.
So I think you are a winner in everybody's book. The almost goal was the heart of the champion. That is you being your team spirit.
Hey, put together that video. Next year's video is going to go harder. I can promise you that.
Yeah.
Miss Danny Welniak there. And again, thank you to those guys for helping us out. But we'll go ahead and talk game here. And again,
What'd you think?
Current, for everything. That was awesome. Got to play in the first women's stadium built for women. It was pretty cool. Got down there, cool designs, awesome locker rooms, great spread of food, all that jazz. You guys know how to do it. Appreciate it. But yeah, got a cool cup, a hat, and this sweet jersey. Yeah, it's awesome.
And like a couple days before, you saw the first ball in the river.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. They actually brought it out to the game. It was a ceremony at the beginning of the game. It was pretty cool.
This was kicked into the river.
Yeah,
What'd you think of the
they
game,
made
though?
a tribute to Wilson in the movie. So
Oh, that was a volleyball.
I know. They asked if they knew each other. They interviewed the ball before the game. It was interesting.
Oh,
But unfortunately, on that note, the current streak came to an end and now have a loss on the year. But that wasn't the most talked about thing after the game. I mean, it was the total disrespect from Orlando and the pride. Marta, as she is a member of that team, took one of the current staff's water bottles and kicked it across the field, kicking the ice and water everywhere. She also yelled at the ref multiple times during the match, got in the face, and did get a yellow card, didn't get any red card. I mean, she was pretty much probably cussing out the referee at that point. But the entire team at the end was also running up and down the field like they had won the championship. It was complete chaos, and the current players took notice, made note of that moment. And not only do the current get to head to Orlando after this international break, but they have all their players back and they lose like that on a PK, it's going to be in the back of the mind to get that revenge game. I mean, you don't like to talk about it, especially after a streak like that ends. And now the Orlando Pride have that streak tied at the moment. So if they win their next match, then they will become the leading team with that 17, soon to be possibly 18 game winning streak. But I mean, it's crazy to think what's coming. But yeah, what would in that situation, Jensen? Let's talk about the rivalry with Pitt State. I mean, they come in your place sometimes, they beat you. What's the mentality after that when they come in and they just show disrespect after a game like, haha, we won, yeah, woo. It's like we got one more meeting left.
Right, right. Then I just think that, I mean, I think it's like an obvious answer that you're just gonna go even harder for the next game. Like you're gonna make sure that like to shut them up basically. So it'll be like a really fun game to watch. Like not that it wouldn't before, but
Yeah,
now it really will be because there's like a lot more emotion into this
Sure.
game. So
I
absolutely.
mean, I feel like that's the thing we've learned. The Chiefs is that like I feel like every regular season game, we lose the big matchup for
Yeah,
whatever reason, and then we save it for the playoffs. And it always is like that extra fuel. Like
yeah,
they were so angry to beat the Bengals. Like if it would just been like they kind of already beaten the Bengals and they played the Bengals, like they might have lost that championship game. But the fact that they were so angry to come back, so I think that's always you'd rather lose this one than in the playoffs. And the fact that as you watched the game more than we did, so you know, but it wasn't like boy, Orlando just blew them out and they were so much better. Like it came down to a penalty kick, right?
yeah,
So
crazy.
yeah, definitely nothing to like worry about in that sense. So it'd be kind of stinks that I was in their home stadium, but you can save it for later. But um, I think it's good too to have that kind of rivalry for the sport in general. It's
Yeah,
probably nice to be like there's something brewing where these two teams that were undefeated played each other. So
absolutely. It was awesome to see that sellout crowd too, and getting to hear those chants in there. I mean, as I'm running out, just even for the media team, I mean, it's like, man, this place roars. It's going to be intimidating for opposing teams on the road to come in and I mean, give it to Orlando. They did their job. They stepped in when they needed to. But I mean, stuff like that, just the little things. But yeah, kudos to them and good luck to the current on the rest of the season. It's going to be a couple months off for the Olympic break, and yeah. Speaking of Olympics, we'll go ahead and start things off and head into the NBA for a little bit. And we'll talk Olympics there. Kawhi Leonard will not play in the upcoming Paris Olympics for Team USA, which he's been replaced by
Derek White,
Derek White, yeah, from the who, Jensen?
Celtics.
Celtics.
Oh yeah, yeah. Little
Yeah,
fleet.
and I mean, Leonard's decision was influenced by team officials and all this kind of stuff. I mean, he didn't really play most of the season, was in and out, kind of had a weird thing, but initially, I mean, Kawhi's been ramping up for the Olympics over the last several weeks and yeah, had a few strong practices in Las Vegas and felt he was ready to go. And USA Basketball said, however, they respect that the USA's basketball and the Clippers organization, they determined it was in the best interest for him to sit out the remainder of the summer and prepare for the upcoming season. And yeah, y'all find anything weird with this, especially after Durant sat out one game versus Canada, and I mean his team didn't bench him after he was sitting out. So
Not necessarily. I think it was injury related. He wasn't playing. If anything, Derek White's probably on such a high from the championship, that it might not be that big of a change. But
Touche.
the main thing I would say is that it's so exciting watching. This is like what you wish the All-Star game was. Because I was watching the game, I was like, this is going to actually be so much fun watching all the best NBA players actually trying, as opposed to the All-Star game where they're kind of just like, it's like playing around in your driveway. But it's like, it was so cool to see like Joel Embiid's actually trying. He's trying to find a way to get the ball to LeBron, who tries to find a way to get to Steph. It's like, all right, this is actually, it feels like Space Jam. It's like our best players trying to beat the other country. And usually it's a little more distant or kind of, it seems more obvious that the USA is going to win. And now it's, it definitely has gotten more international. I mean, there's a lot of, now, unfortunately for those other countries, a lot of those, it's all spread out.
Yeah.
So Giannis is like pretty much the only great player on Greece. Luka's pretty much the only great player on Slovenia. So, it's a little tougher when you have like almost every other great player is now from the USA. But I think that was the most exciting part was, Kawhi or not, it's cool to see like role players, even Jason Tatum, who I hated seeing in the finals. But it's like, you know what? It's funny seeing him work well with Anthony Davis in a pick and roll when they've never played together like that. So
Go be quiet over there, please.
Okay. Yeah, throw that pun in there.
Anyone else?
No, I think with the Kawhi thing, I think that it'll come out. Something will come out that something happened, like whether he like maybe like hurt something and they didn't want to release it yet, or I feel like there had to have been something.
I think he got heated with somebody.
Maybe because like why? Like I just feel like why would you pick him over Derek White?
Yeah, to begin with, and then see ya.
Right, exactly.
I think something fishy is going on.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's fishy, but I could see something not told, I guess you could say. It could be just something injury related or personal or something. Yeah. But I feel like if it was something like yelling, like angry with a player, that probably would come out. But true. I could see it just being like, but it is kind of funny that he took like a picture, USA team, and then like the next day it's like, oh, by the way, I'm actually not playing. Yeah. Unless is it possible for him to come back? I don't know how that works, but
I don't know. I mean, maybe a last minute substitution if it's an emergency. I don't know.
But they might be in a role enough now that it's like, why would you risk that if you're in the semifinals and you haven't played with them for 4 games?
I mean, speaking of the pictures, what did y'all think of the picture of Kevin Durant being taller than Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis is listed taller than he is?
Yeah,
that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Did you also see the video of the spinning the ball on your fingers?
Yes.
That was so funny.
Yeah, I just assumed every person could do that, which I don't know why. I just assumed it's like, oh, you're in the not every person in the NBA could do that.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's like not being able to dribble.
Well, it's not the Globetrotters.
True, but I just assume it's like, come on, you can spin the ball on your finger. Your job is playing NBA, but I guess not. It was like 4 of them could. I was like, wow.
And most of them do it.
No, I've actually tried. I can spin it on my hand. I have a cool trick where I can spin on my hand, but not nearly as cool.
I can do it for like 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah, that was like the main. Every player was like, I can make it. Halliburton was like, I can fake it, but I can't do the cool like cartoon.
There it is, right there. Kobe and MJ are up in the GOAT category once again because LeBron can't spin it on his fingers. So.
Well, no, actually, I think he could. I think LeBron could.
No, he said he couldn't.
No, was he one of them?
The picture that they got of him doing it was a freeze frame of him just letting go,
starting it,
and then it fell.
It's like what I could, yeah. Okay, well,
yeah, it was pretty funny.
That knocks him down 2 points then.
I mean, at least he admits it though, and so did Steph Curry. Steph Curry was like, "No, that's one thing I can't do." It's like, all right, dude, just go make threes.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. So that'd be funny if that's like a tiebreaker in the Olympics against like Finland. All right, now spin your hand.
Who's the most athletic?
All right, send Anthony Davis out there. He's the only one that can do it. But
true.
Anyways,
penalty kicks, but instead of penalty kicks, it's
oh yeah.
And,
anyways, I thought the team was fun to watch. Though it was cool to see them in trying, even against just Canada, which is a similar kind of.
Yeah, they finally beat them.
Canada?
Yeah.
I mean, they've beaten them before, but a tough team because a lot of those guys are like actual all-stars now. It used to be kind of like a joke team.
Yeah.
And now it's like you got Shea Gilgeous, and so it was pretty cool.
It's crazy. That's a good roster. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Continuing in the NBA, we talked Summer League. Bronny, Edey. Bronny looking like the league will be the future, right? Maybe. I don't know. Not enough out of him, but they sure seem to think it is out of Edey in a couple games into the, summer league. And, well, looks like he's the rookie of the year out there. And I'm just baffled by these comments, but would you agree after just a couple games in the summer league or
Yeah.
one big play?
I think it's kind of exciting that, for one thing, there's any kind, as we've talked about, I think 3 podcasts ago, that there could be any excitement out of this draft class because it's such a boring draft class.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's like, oh, there's actually a star on this might be kind of cool. But I also remember back to when the Mavericks had Dennis Smith Jr. and he had like one of the best summer leagues ever. And we were so excited, like, oh my God, we just got the next like Allen Iverson. And then that went nowhere. So always have to be careful with like a couple of summer league games where you're playing against a bunch of 18-year-olds who might not even play
Lakers
basketball.
thought with Bronny.
And then you got the same thing with Bronny. If anything, he's on the opposite end where it's like he can only go up, and Edey can only go down. I guess now since people are already claiming he might be rookie of the year. But
this just in: Space Jam 3.
But if you think about it, like it's like you were saying, like it was like a boring draft class. So there's not like, obviously there's talent, but like he could be a like legit contender.
Yeah.
Because he is one of the best out of that draft class.
Yeah. I think and the fact that he was so great in college too makes it kind of like, oh, maybe he was a kind of, lost gem that people shouldn't have batted their eye at. Now he's going to be great. Or it's just he had a great couple summer league games, and whoever the French guy is going to be the best. Which is sad that I still don't know who the top pick in the draft's name is, but Chaumet, something like that. Anyways, and then Bronny. Well, you got somebody else can go, but I'm intrigued. But people think of Bronny.
I mean, I'm not there yet on him. I'm still very down. I think he should have taken another year to develop, especially since. But maybe that was the highest a draft stock would be. I don't know, but
I think so.
I think there's a bunch of D3 basketball players that are probably better than Bronny.
Yeah.
So, that don't play in the league. So that's my opinion on it. I think he's, a waste of cap space, waste of a pick. But whenever your name is LeBron James Jr., you're probably gonna get a little bit of a nod here or there.
He did take less money than his dad did for that amount of time. So
yeah, at the end of the day, these are like two-way spots that are not, like the Bucks have a player named Thanasis, which is Giannis's brother, who literally does nothing except for he just kind of cheers him on, and it's like it's basically it's the role that plays like 30 seconds a game, doesn't do anything. So I don't think it's not a waste of a roster spot in that sense. Now
I won a championship, guys.
It could be a player who's, if he's not actually good, it could be a player that's actually better. So that part will be intriguing. But the Lakers are smart in that it will be exciting that there's going to be a son and a dad playing on the same team together. So that's going to get viewership, and like at the very least, they're like, it's going to be exciting that we have a father-son on our team. And then if he's terrible, like most of these pick 58 players are, like no one knows who the 57th or 59th pick was because they're all bad anyways.
Right. Breaking news: LeBron James is spanking Bronny over the midcourt low. What?
Can you read that off of your Spirit badge thing? But yeah,
this is an actual
okay
notification.
That's an actual note about Bronny. Oh my God, breaking news. But yeah, it's also that funny NBA realization where he's my height, and people that don't know me, I'm a tall guy, and he's like getting knocks for being short. So it's interesting. I'm always flabbergasted about how alien these NBA players are.
Dirk Nowitzki of intramural basketball here.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I should be. I'm always intrigued. Like, how are these guys? You would have to go to schools that are like either AAU or are primed to be NBA players.
Yeah.
Because like if I went, I would never be a point guard for like Mount Vernon where I went to school. That would be a center. I mean, I'm 6'3", and I can be like, okay, first things first, you're probably going to be a point guard and you're going to be a short point guard. Just keep in mind, they'll just put me at center. So I'm always intrigued about like how does Russell Westbrook like go to school 6'6", and it's like, all right, you're going to be the point guard, and the 6'2" guy is going to be the center. Yeah. But anyways, I think most likely he'll stay on the team just for the. I'm so intrigued by that storyline. I noticed them playing together. The fact that you have to go. Imagine if you had to go to work every day with but it's like he's with his dad. He probably wants the experience of being a young 20-year-old guy. Ooh, I got to go by myself. But then on your dad's team, that part would be interesting. Like if he's in the same hotel room, like where are you going tonight? But other than that, he'll probably stay in the team, but as like a bench role. But who knows? Maybe he has the assets of, he uses his dad's court. He might have the assets to get better and better and be a nice role player on the team.
True. Yeah, very well could. Next up, over to the WNBA, and we talk Angel Reese once again. Last week was a 10-game streak to break the record for double-doubles, and she's kept it going, and right now she's secured her 15th straight double-double in the second half of the game. I believe they took on the Liberty last night. So she was able to do that and extend it to 15. But, I mean, that right there is impressive. And for her and Clark to go in the record books this early in their careers, kudos to them. I mean, right now, Angel Reese has gone above and beyond this record. Like, she's broken it by 6 games now. 6 games. 6-game streak with 15 double-doubles. So that's pretty awesome. I mean, the record was 9, and now she's at 15. So kudos to her. A lot of stuff being watched. I mean, All-Star break's coming up for them. Going to be playing the U.S. women's national team. That's going to be fun to watch. I actually will be paying attention to that one just to kind of see. I made a joke about it, but I think it should be like the team that wins that should be the one to represent the Olympics. So,
oh, that's interesting.
But kudos to her. Kudos to the league.
And like I said, they're pushing that rivalry. You know what I mean? At least the 2 big names. Like it may not be a rivalry, but I think like I mentioned before, it's going to be a Magic Johnson, Larry Bird type thing.
Much so. It's going to be fun to watch, and I mean, why not? I like sports, and I love a good rivalry, and that's going to be one to watch for years to come, hopefully. So.
Oh yeah, and the just the fact that they both came, in the same draft class is pretty cool. That they were both kind of.
I mean, this draft class for WNBA is kind of what
amazing.
NBA fans were hoping for this year. But...
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, the NBA is the most boring. They wish there was some kind of rivalry. Yeah, Edey and the French guy, they hate each other. And just try to mount them like something. But instead, it's like you get these great players, and then on top of the fact they're not even near the great in the WNBA itself right now. Like they're not, that's how good the talent the WNBA is right now. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I just think it's when there's like multiple things going on, it's not just one thing. It'd be one thing if it was just like Caitlin Clark makes a lot of threes, and that was it. The fact that there's kind of a lot of things going on. But
true.
Yeah, hopefully it keeps going.
Let's go Chicago Sky and do some disrupting late in the season here. But to the MLB we go, and I mean, it's starting to feel like summertime again with baseball that's fun to watch in Missouri. The Royals and the Cardinals just wrapped up their series this week, and the Royals dominated, going on a hitting clinic. It was beautiful to watch there at the Busch Stadium. And but let's talk about All-Star Game for a bit, and we talk Bobby Witt Jr. Dude is the first Royal to compete in the Home Run Derby since Salvi back in 2021. Yeah, that was a little bit ago. Salvi got 28 home runs in that and got dominated by Pete Alonso, who had 35. But, I mean, being able to see a Royals guy finally back in there after the snub back in 2012, and then it took a while for the Royals to get Moustakas in there, and then you got Salvador Perez, who Salvi should have been in the last couple seasons. I think last year that Bobby Witt Jr. deserved it with his 30 home run season as well. But, yeah. Bobby Witt Jr. on pace to do some good stuff this year, but the hitting field this year, Pete Alonso be competing with Alec Baum, Araldis Garcia, Gunnar Henderson, Teoscar Hernandez, Marcel Ozuna, Jose Ramirez, and Jr. But I'm excited. I don't know if Bobby will win it, but it's awesome to see Bobby Witt get in there, get the home run competition going, and be able to do stuff there. I mean, he got his first home run, is the rumor. He got his first home run ever in the state of Texas. So to be able to go back there, kind of play this game at Texas Stadium, it's going to be fun. But Any thoughts here on the Royals getting their guy in?
Nope.
Or possibly seeing Pete Alonso with another championship?
Oh, he won it last year?
I think he came up short last year. He's won 3 out of the last 4 or 5,
Oh,
I
wow.
believe. Yeah, dude's a beast. He's awesome.
There's probably some trick to it too, of just like you know exactly when the pitch comes in or something.
Drink a lot of Gatorade.
Oh, that's true too. Oh, so it's like the reverse Space Jam. But yeah, I guess the my main intrigue is this. Yeah, in general, the fact that the Royals and Cardinals are both kind of playing well at the end of the. I guess it's not near the end. It's like the middle of the season, but
Yeah.
on the run here where they might have both teams playing well. So we'll see. Usually the MLB is weird where it's like it almost is like who's playing well in September going into October. And that team always makes it to the championship, like the Diamondbacks last year.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Next up in the MLB, we'll talk a guy who won't be in the All-Star game now, and that's Jose Altuve for the Astros. Dude got blasted by a pitch in the hands, but this wasn't the story here. The story came from the announcer who called out the fans in Minnesota who were booing Altuve and then cheering when he got hit. Yeah, and then the broadcaster said a few choice words, calling the fans effers and effing a-holes and things like that, just over the mic and while he was on air. And he's telling them that they're effing a-holes if they're there cheering, and then later calls the fans effing chumps for leaving the game early because, first off, do you think it's part of the game as fans are, doing that, and then an announcer is out? Or, is the announcer okay and the fan should be called out like he did?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a sport. Anybody that's ever played sports knows that it gets competitive. I think the announcer should suck it up and get over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, losing a
Yeah,
bit of professionalism there.
yeah, like it's. I mean, and even then, like, who cares if he said it? I mean, I really don't care either way. It's like, I mean, he's right. They are assholes. But at the same time, it's part of the game. Like, get the fuck over it. It's cool. Go out there, compete, have a good time, get in their heads. It's called sports. It's called competition. It's been going on for years, and it ain't gonna stop just because somebody thinks that they're being assholes.
Ain't no stopping us now. Also, it's weird that you call everybody heifers just because of, I guess, the farm connotation. They want to call people heifers, but yeah, I mean, obviously, I feel like he regrets, talking like that in terms of getting fired or something. But it also is just kind of, seems to be part of the
I
game.
wouldn't be surprised if he
the
has to come out and
situation.
publicly apologize.
Yeah, I'm sure it will, and it'll be very, very corporate. It's like,
I mean,
folks,
Jensen being in Houston is very offended by that. So
she'll get a note on her doorstep. Hello, this is your local announcer for Houston, and I just want to say, what you saw was not representative of what I am or what I want to do. However,
this hurricane's really got me down, kind of like everybody else here in the city.
Oh,
which,
that would be that would be hilarious. You tries to say like that. The hurricane just messing with my mind. I was in the wrong state of mind here. It's like, oh boy, but dude, you're doubling down.
I didn't have AC for a few days, so my brain.
And people would be like, why are you? You didn't even have to say that. You're like digging your grave, dude. But yeah, I think he'll probably just give a response and won't be. But I feel like people have said worse and gotten fired, so I'd be intrigued to see if what happens. But I don't really know much about the situation. But I feel like if I was like listening to Tony Romo and all of a sudden he just like threw a bunch of F-bombs, it would be kind of like, whoa.
Didn't Joe Buck and Troy Aikman do it one time?
Maybe if it was so subtle, I didn't really remember it. But.
No, what they did was they did a flyover the stadium, and Troy Aikman and Joe Buck. One of them said, like, "There's our tax dollars at work."
Oh yeah, it was like a hot mic.
Oh,
yeah, it was like they weren't saying they didn't know they were on camera. That's right. I forgot about that.
I mean, they're really not that wrong. I mean, it is like, I mean, it's cool. It's a really cool part of the sport, but I guess they gotta fly every once in a while. They might as well make it on Sundays.
Yeah. And that makes like if the Houston announcer was if it was a hot mic situation, like he thought he was in the bathroom and he was talking, that'd be one thing. Which like, you said this, but it's another thing to be like, hey, everyone listening to this, there are a bunch of effers and mother effers, like whoa, like your 7-year-old son listening to that. But I'm sure it will pass. But I do think it's kind of funny that
you
would
got
be.
mad, son. Stop.
He hit his hands, kid. But also I've heard that I don't really follow the Astros, but that guy's not really a liked player anyways.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really excuse it, but that probably aids to the fact that it probably won't be talked about very much. It's just like, he's kind of a bad guy anyways.
True. Next up, we'll go ahead and talk ESPYS.
Yes.
And yeah, well, best players were revealed last night. MLB, Shohei Ohtani. NFL, Patrick Mahomes. Formula One racing, Max Verstappen. NBA, Luca. Best athlete with a disability, Brenna Huckabee. Best college women's athlete, Caitlin Clark. Best WNBA player, Asia Wilson from the Aces. And best championship performance, Jaylen Brown. Guys disagree with any of those other than Tony with Mahomes?
Was it
I was
best?
watching Tony's face whenever you said that.
Was
No,
it
he's-
best?
I'll say he's a great player.
Was
He's
it
still
best?
a bit, but he's a good player.
Was it a best NBA performance finals, or is it just championship?
Just best championship in general.
Wow. Okay, well, that might be. Well, I guess you're pretending this is last night, but technically we don't know who won best team.
They couldn't give that to Mahomes twice because he got best NFL player. So
yeah,
I mean,
and he just got best athlete. But I'm more so thinking that best team is probably going to go to the Celtics. I'm guessing if Brown got best championship performance.
no.
But you're pretending this is last night, so we know the answer, but we don't know yet. So
What do you mean we're pretending?
Yeah, we know who won best team. We're just not going to say because we want you to think about it.
Oh,
But
I just got
oh,
Caitlin Clark breaks the NCAA D1 scoring record, earns Best Record-Breaking Performance Award. There you go. Hot off.
right off the presses of Jensen's watch. We got the this is how we get our news here, folks. Even though it is Friday and you're hearing this live.
Patrick Mahomes wins best athlete
Best
in
athlete,
men's
Mahomes.
sports after
Yes.
leading the Chiefs to the Super Bowl.
Okay, best team for the Chiefs is there's still a chance, even though we already know the answer.
It's probably gonna go to Pat. It's probably gonna go to Travis Kelce and the Kelce brothers for the best podcast in sports.
Has to.
Oh, I forgot about UConn might get best team. That might be an upset that happens just because
Back to back, yeah.
did they get it last year?
No. Like they won the
because of a
championship.
back to back. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Why the coach is staying there? He's going for the three-peat.
Yeah, same as the Chiefs.
How crazy would that be if we saw that in college basketball and in pro sports and football?
It'd be interesting because it would diminish both of them probably. Like I'm sure each team probably wants the other one not to get it because it's like if both happens, it almost seems less rare. It's like every once in a while teams get three-peats.
They tie for
both-
best team next year.
Yeah, exactly.
We couldn't
just
decide.
three-peated. We three-peated. We have worked our butts off to get a three-peat, and this other team did it. And now we have to share it with them. I would argue that in professional sports is tougher than college, but
I mean, the Super Bowl is over in January, or February, and then
that's
you
the
got
funnier
March
part
after
too.
that.
They basically the NBA is the quickest where they kind of have. I mean, I guess you have time to know who won or not, but
Yeah.
I like it. It's another year of almost too much Chiefs stuff, and we'll see what happens.
Next year, number 11 for the Kansas City Current halftime show. That's going to be.
Yeah. Who was it that said that you wouldn't make a goal?
Ellie Wheeler.
Well, she was right.
Can you
But
prove
Shout out,
him
Ellie.
right?
she has to have, if you can trust her. What am I trying to say? You can get her to believe that next year you can do better.
Man,
Then
if
that'll
I was
be-
up 5 more feet and over to my right a little bit, I would have had that. The guy
Yeah.
was playing the goal on the other side. He wasn't even paying attention to me. But I did what I had to do because they were coming in on me, and I just kicked it straight ahead to the guy that was in front of me. I was like, here, you got it. And then he whiffed it.
Yeah. We need
was
a
like,
play-by-play.
"Hey."
We need like you with the yellow drawing thing saying, here's
Put a
where I
GoPro.
was. Yeah, get the full footage of the game and we like go through it. So here I am. You notice this guy cuts in. And this, of course, is the broadcaster for Kansas City Sports Network, and he cuts me in.
I
But
should. I've got the whole thing. I've got all the
yes,
footage, all 10 minutes
all
of it.
right. That's what we're looking for next. A
Come on
full
over
on like
tomorrow and we'll break
Kurt
it down.
Warner, like the way Kurt Warner breaks down game footage of quarterbacks. You do it with your footage. See how Tucker Franklin of KC Sports Network is not getting his angle here. Anyways, but yeah, the ESPYS. I'm excited for best team that we know the answer to, because it's Friday.
ESPYS for the besties.
That's right.
All right. Next up, last topic. We go ahead and talk Sketch, the streamer from Twitch, YouTube, all that jazz, taking a big hit over the last few days, and don't really know what to think on this one. I mean, cool, I guess. Tony, you have any thoughts here?
Yeah. I mean, I like Sketch, overall, like as a personality. I think he's funny, and I think he has some funny gaming content. He came out and he said that, he did some stuff that he regretted, and, he kind of turned his life around. I'm not going to go as far as say he's brave, because, I mean, he didn't do anything brave, but, like how a lot of people on social media saying, oh, he's brave, I mean, sure, he's not, but if you want to say that, cool. But as a person, like he turned his life around. He's trying to do better for him and his family. And, like it sucks for him, that he was ever in that situation.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, now he regrets it. So I can say that it sucks for him because he admits it. I mean, he just has to move forward. Eventually, people will forget. Personally, I think they dropped the news after Kamala Harris had her news drop too, so it was kind of just perfect timing. But yeah, I just I think it was just a way to kind of make us forget about that. But regardless, he'll get past it. People will forget.
Oh, he's already back to streaming. He's already doing his thing. He didn't look like he took it too hard.
Yeah, I watched the stream the other night. I mean, like I said, he's good. He's good at what he does now, and people will move forward, and people have done worse things. And
what's up, brother? It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
And the kids are going to be coming in from summer saying that, guarantee it.
Yeah.
We'll see. Any other thoughts before we head on to the local sports?
No, I don't really know much about it, but
all right. Head into the local sports update brought to you by Trackside Burgers. They're open at 1515 West 10th Street. Go check out some barbecue this weekend. Today, tomorrow, won't regret it. Guarantee it. Chef Mike's making it. It's good stuff. And next week, we'll be talking with the people in charge of the new semi-pro team coming to Joplin for soccer. This could be pretty huge for this area. I'm excited. Tony, are you excited?
Yeah. More soccer.
Heard that you talked to some people.
Yeah, I'd be talking to people sometime. I don't know. Do you want to elaborate? Because I feel like I'm not on the same page here.
Oh, no. They said that you talked to him about coming on the show and maybe getting in and talking about the league and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. Are you talking about Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I every time I talk to him, I try to get him to come on because, it's a corner kick and Neo show. And,
yes.
And he's very knowledgeable about soccer, and he's he does a lot for the soccer community in general in our area, and I think I mean I think soccer is definitely growing. Like especially since we started covering it. You're welcome. Soccer, we're probably the best thing that's happened to soccer since Messi. But yeah, I think it's good for. I think it's good for us to get, to be able to, start competing in soccer. And I mean, not necessarily like us compete in it, but like get it to be more popularized.
Have to do a jersey swap with him. I got mine now, so.
Right. Yeah, no, he has a bunch of jerseys in there. in his store. If you guys haven't been to the corner kick there in the O show, it's actually a really nice store. There's a bunch of jerseys, a bunch of different cleats. And
Yeah.
it's
Looks
a nice
pretty
little
sweet.
Yeah. Like I said, I'd like to get him to come on and, maybe he can tell us what's going on with this new semi-pro team that's coming to Joplin. I know they have one in Springfield, and there's some people
Former
that
demise, right?
I don't know. But
Something like that.
yes. Well, it used to be called like Springfield Demise or something like that.
Yeah, they were the Joplin demise, and then they moved up there.
Yeah. They're, from what I hear, they're pretty booty cheeks, but I don't know. But
Sure.
Joplin will be better.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. On that note,
Yep.
we'll head into the 2-minute warning brought to you by Ghetto Tacos. On Fridays, get 10% off burritos all day long. And they do close at 5 p.m. tonight, though. And they're located at 536 Northeast Street in Webb City, Missouri. Drive-through available. Call 417-717-1261. And yeah, they are open this weekend, all weekend. They got their food truck out there going to places. If you want to catch that, go on their social media pages to see where they're at. And, well, also get one of their awesome tumblers, which I had before I came in here. And I think I left it on the floor where I was changing the kiddos. So,
well, what does a tumbler do?
Holds liquid, and you can drink out of it.
But like, if you get a tumbler, what happens?
Well, drinks are on them. Buy one, get some drinks free.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
Free drinks.
Couple drinks, maybe unlimited while you're there. Don't know. Go find out. I do know, but I want you to go find out. So.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Well, that.
Also want to shout out Tea Time in Webb City that just opened up. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of this. Basically, like the Top Golf of Joplin. Went there. Very good. Yeah, really good time. It's like kind of a bunch of things. Again, we're not sponsored by this, but it's like there's pickleball. There's like
Jonathan and Kellen. We need you on the show too.
Oh, are they involved with it?
They're the owners.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, have them on. Talk about the nachos.
Oh yeah, those were good, huh?
Oh yeah, but that's about it.
Did you try their wings?
No, I didn't. They're nice.
Pretty good.
Have you gone there already?
Oh yeah, I went to the soft opening.
Oh wow.
Got some free golf in, and then some awesome food.
Okay.
Ready to go back? So if you want to go, let's go.
Oh, okay, I'm down. Even just I'm terrible at it. That's the great pitch for the place, is the fact that I was terrible at it, but I still had a good time.
Yeah, it was awesome. Wife out there with the 9-iron chipping things away, and I'm out there with the driver just going for distance. So
is to use the iron if you want to actually hit the ball, which is my trick. But yeah,
the irony in that.
I learned something else about the ESPYS, but we'll pretend like we already knew that. This has been Sports Timeout.
Yeah, music here says the end of another episode for Tony, Jensen, Clint, and myself. Yeah, guys, got anything fun going on this weekend?
No.
Jensen's got a paddle boat?
I'm going to Kansas City, actually.
You're gonna row up the river?
Easy. He's sensitive about this. Are you escaping, or is this a planned event?
No, I'm going to.
Oh, okay.
Another wedding.
What's this make for
Summer
you this
wedding.
year?
It's gotta be at least 5 since January.
Okay.
Really?
Enough.
Jeez Louise. I guess that's peak. We're in the
Clint,
peak of
you
that.
should go.
Yeah, just barge in. How you guys doing? Sports Timeout podcast. I'm from LA, so you probably don't even know who I am. But
What's up?
this is peak summer wedding time. It's probably cooler in Kansas City than it is Houston right now. But
yeah, they had the Hurricane Reminisce come through over the last couple of days. So yeah, it's been pretty cool up there.
mm-hmm.
I'm up in Kansas City, and it's pretty damn warm. I'm a little bit north of it, but
In the daytime it is, but during the night it's been beautiful.
What part of where are you at in Kansas City?
I'm like in Maryville. I'm damn near in Iowa, and it's warm. Up here.
Ah.
You're up there for the basketball camps and everything?
Oh yeah.
Ah. You,
No.
I know. The Maryville basketball team.
I don't remember who was up there training. I don't know.
probably
High
Bronny
school, college, something like that. But
Bronny teams in Maryville.
Yeah, Bronny's there. Tony's scouting him and seeing freaking what he thinks about him for this podcast. Even then, that's why he's like he determined that he was a D3 player because of his Maryville scrimmage, which isn't very fair. I mean, he was playing against Northwest Missouri State. But yeah, this is the end of the episode.
yeah, on that note, we'll see y'all next week on the Sports Timeout. Take care.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.